The baby, my only baby, my last baby.
Hezekiah Bernard was just 12 years old when Philadelphia police say he was brutally killed.
I love him. I will miss him. I miss my son. I won't see him again.
Hezekiah's family lit candles for him Friday night, saying they'll always remember his ability to win hearts with his sweet smile and dance moves.
He was a good kid, loving. He was a dancer, athlete, always witty, funny.
He always wanted to play, dance, and he was just full of love. And he showed it.
Police say a Philadelphia Housing Authority sanitation worker found Hezekiah's body in a trash can on the 5500 block of Cherry Street on August 23rd. They say the 12-year-old was shot in the head and he was wrapped in plastic in a blanket. They believe he was dead for 1 or 2 days by then. Sources tell us Hezekiah was not in the Department of Human Services care at the time. However, Hezekiah's mother says he was.
We just found out, Tuesday, and that's pretty much it, Anything else is, we just don't know.
Now police are trying to determine where Hezekiah was killed and who is responsible.
Rest in peace to Hezekiah Bernard. We are at war, African people. We are at war. They're killing our women. They're killing our boys. It was the ancestors who overturned that dumpster. If that dumpster doesn't get overturned, we never know Hezekiah is dead. Oh no. A 12-year-old was shot in Philly? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Let me see. Don't tell me one of our children was murdered in North Philadelphia. Don't tell me that. Let me look this up real quick. I hope that's not true. 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 1 day ago. 1 day ago. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Hezekiah Bernard was found wrapped in plastic and a blanket, shot in the head in Philadelphia. Oh my God. Rest in peace to Hezekiah Bernard. Rest in peace to my 12-year-old little brother, Hezekiah Bernard. Rest in peace to my 12-year-old little brother, Hezekiah Bernard. Oh my gosh. An investigation is underway after a body of a 12-year-old boy was found in a plastic container last week in West Philadelphia. Hezekiah Bernard, the young boy, had been found dead for 1 or 2 days before the Philadelphia Housing Authority sanitation worker found his body discarded. They initially picked up the container on August the 22nd at Haddington Homes, 5500 block of Cherry Street. The truck was driven to a housing facility where it stayed overnight. The next day, the worker traveled back to Cherry Street to get more trash, and that's when the plastic container overturned. During the drive, the container overturned, and the remains of a male were observed inside the container. Police said Bernard was found wrapped in plastic and a blanket, and he was shot in the head. After homicide detectives canvassed the neighborhood, handing out flyers describing the victim's clothing, Bernard's family came forward and made the positive ID. He was only 12, brutally killed, put in a trash can. The focus is the apprehension of those involved in a senseless death. At one point, the boy was in the care of the DHS Department of Human Services, but not at the time of his murder. Sources tell Action News he was not reported as missing. He was not reported as missing. No arrests have been made. Anyone with information should call the police at 215-686. Tips. Anyone with information on the murder of Hezekiah Bernard, 215-686-TIPS. He was once in the care of, rest in peace to him. Was he a homeless young man? Was Hezekiah homeless? We need more information. Was he homeless? Did he have all his organs in his body? Did he have all his organs in his body? Did he have all his organs because he was under DHS supervision? Was he a sexually trafficked young man? Because he was under DHS supervision, was he a sexually trafficked young man? Nobody reported him missing. That makes me think he was a sexually trafficked young man. He may have been an organ execution. He may have been an organ execution. Or he may have been a homeless child. Rest in peace to Hezekiah Bernard. We are at war, African people. We are at war, African people. We are at war. They're killing our women. They're killing our boys. It was the ancestors who overturned that dumpster. It was the ancestors who overturned that dumpster. It was the ancestors who overturned that dumpster. If that dumpster doesn't get overturned, we never know Hezekiah is dead. If that dumpster never gets overturned, we don't know Hezekiah was dead. If that dumpster never gets overturned, we never know that Hezekiah was dead. That was the ancestors. Iba Shea Gungun. Iba Shea Gungun. Iba Shea Gungun. Brothers and sisters, we are at war. Protect the children. Protect the women. Rotterdam, I'm ready to go to lunch. Who's coming? Rotterdam, I'm ready to go to lunch. Who's coming? Rotterdam, I'm ready to go to lunch. Who's coming? Doors open at 5:30 tonight. Brussels, Belgium, I will see you tomorrow. Brussels, Belgium, the doors open at 1:30 tomorrow. We must organize. We must energize. We must mobilize. We must organize. We must energize. We must mobilize. I told you, Black America is under demonic possession.